What is up, guys? Welcome back to HalferLand videos. First and foremost, I want to thank anyone who still continues to follow us and support us. If it wasn't for you guys, we would not be growing year over year as we have, especially in the times of COVID. Once COVID hit, things kind of went crazy and we took a little hiatus from making videos. As you can see here, we're in a new shop. We had the shop built. Got the tire changer on the trailer, need to put that back. Got some of our inventory, a part of our inventory moved in. Got a bunch of parts there. Got engine going here. I think this is gonna be like the machining area, welding, got the welding table. Anyways, that's that. We got a new shop, and that took up a little bit of the time. But if you guys don't want to listen to the full backstory, because I am going to provide it on just what's happened the past year, you can skip forward. I know a lot of you guys were probably peeping this in the background. This is our customer build J35 Z6 going into a customer's 07 to 08 Acura TL Type S. Yes, it will work. There's been a few things we needed to make sure and check about, but the further we get with this, we'll probably make another video to catch up, just because we need to start making more videos. I promised you guys I would, and it just, like I said, things just freaking went crazy. So a little of the backstory, about a year ago roughly. So my father got stage 4 cancer, and they basically gave him, 4 to 5 months to live, and he was a huge impact in my life. And it's still tough because he just passed away in May. So I took a hiatus from making videos because I don't know if you guys have ever made a YouTube video or put out constant content, Instagram, YouTube. It takes a shitload of time, you guys. Along with running a business, family stuff. I have a daughter. I have a fiance. I also got engaged. So it's just a lot of shit, man. So I took a break. Started focusing, just on parts and just maintaining the company. And yeah, I promise we have a supercharger kit that we are still coming out with. We still get a lot of comments or requests about that. And guys, I mean, it takes time, it takes money, it takes R&D, it takes trial and error. It takes for other companies to have the parts in stock, which a lot of them don't, just due to COVID. I mean, we spoke to 3 different supercharger manufacturers. 2 of them were out of their top line supercharger. So now, for right now, we're literally R&Ding with a supercharger we don't even want to use on our setup, on our kit. So I mean, that doesn't really make much sense, does it? But like I said, guys, my father had stage 4 cancer. They gave him, roughly 4 to 5 months to live, and he made it, a couple months. He was super healthy, man. Up until like the last month, he was really healthy, moving around, not in any really pain. He just started getting fluids like built up in his lungs and shit. But anyways, that was one of the huge setbacks for me. It took a little bit to actually want to start doing shit again. But yeah, so that's the main one. Now for the other stuff. Obviously, as you can see, I got a new shop. That took a good 2 to 3 months. We had to wait a month on concrete. There was another month to 2 month delay on the actual building material. So we're right now we're just under 1,000 square feet for the shop. It's nothing special, it's a better setup than we had before. But yeah, it's not going to break any records for square footage or capabilities of what we can fit in here or what we can do. But I really don't see any issues with it. It's going to do the job, and I personally love it. And when we start bringing on more help, we've had a couple helpers here and there, but like I said, as needed, we try to operate as lean as possible, which in turn you know, provides our customers better pricing on the products. We can keep our products competitive, especially being that we R&D and we custom one-off the majority of our products, unlike what some of the haters say out there. We do have proof of that on Instagram, here on YouTube, our cams, our rods, our pistons, block guards, EGR valves, all that shit, dude. But yet they still claim they are somehow copies or knockoffs. But yeah, guys, I don't know, fuck them, right? So between moving all of an entire household of personal stuff, stuff we live with, you know, my fiance, my daughter's stuff, my stuff, along with all of the company stuff, which is a shitload. I will show you guys here in a second, but we got a 22 or 25 foot container, just packed to the brim with freaking motorcycle parts, which I don't know if you guys know. That's a little bit of my background. I used to work with motorcycles, Hondas, and I put a lot of that motorcycle methodology or mentality into what we do with engines, either being compression ratios, velocity of air over capacity, which a lot of these other manufacturers that, you know, max bore or straight CNC through their parts, you know, we focus on getting the air to turn, velocity, and obviously our builds in the past, our products and everything backs that up. But there will always be talkers out there, so we try to let our products do the speaking, but sometimes it's hard, man. So between moving all the personal stuff, all the business stuff, physically transplanting it, you know, you don't have to just move it once, you got to move it again and again. Setting up the new shop, building the shop, delays on material, my father getting sick and passing, and while at the same time, all that time, still operating and running the business. It was a challenge. So like I said, guys, I had to put the YouTube on hold for a minute. I did. I think it was the right decision. Mentally, I think it allowed me to kind of recoup and recover, and I think I'm back, you guys. So we will continue to put out videos, and I hope you guys enjoy it and get something out of it. So as mentioned, guys, motorcycle, shelf of car parts. I got multiple motorcycle engines. I don't know if you guys can see that. Got multiple, I think I have like 6 or 7 J-series engines under that table that I ended up tipping over during shipping. You know, what do we got here? We got front forks, we got all kinds of shit. Another trunk lid, intake manifolds, a whole row, heads on heads, transmissions. So yeah, guys, got a lot of shit still to unpack, but this was literally, you couldn't walk through. It was just, this whole container was piled up. Honestly, I thought they would say it was over the weight limit, but hey, they never did. I mean, I got what, 12 engines in here. I thought that alone would put us over, but hey, we made it, and still got shit to unpack. So all that will be going into the shop. If you guys follow our Instagram, which is just HalferLand Performance, on IG, Bertha does live, but she is dirty as shit too. She's been down for a couple months now. Got the battery pulled, got all this shit in here, got a transfer pump. As you can see here, got a new Luke slave cylinder, new battery, and another clutch throwout bearing. This will be the third, you guys. So I went ahead, being that we run E85, I went ahead and I drained all the E85 out, and that is the whole reason for this video. The whole purpose is showing you guys basically how to rewire a Walbro TI 350 liter per hour pump, which if you look at online, you know, it's varying and it depends off of PSI or pressure you run it at. We run Han data on our cars, and it's always worked out for the best, you guys. But like I said, guys, it's the horsepower for a given fuel pump is going to depend on if you're carbureted, injected. Obviously we are injected with the J's. Then you also have direct injection, but we run Honda on our cars, boosted, NA, nitrous, supercharged, it don't freaking matter. And we've tuned tons, I mean literally tons of customers with it. I love Honda. I highly prefer Honda over K-Tuner. Just customer support is a little better. Don't get me wrong, guys, K-Tuner will get the job done. It's a good product for what you need if you want to stay NA. But if you want, you know, cams, port and polished heads, boosted, etc., we highly recommend Honda or a full standalone, which is another thing I'll get into. I'm not going to spill the beans yet, but we're looking at full standalones. And to get back to what I was saying, the whole video is to show you guys how to do a Walbro 350 Ti into a Honda J Series V6 fuel pump housing, because there is some modifications that you guys got to do. Guess give you guys a little walkthrough. There's Bertha. Come around here, got motorcycle. Like I said, guys, I got too much motorcycle shit. Motorcycle. We got our pool over here, and then we got our shop over there. I mean, it's a nice little setup, guys. It's nothing special. I get hot, I can run over here, jump in the pool. Any helper employees we have can do the same, you know. Pretty nice. If you guys ever hear chickens in the background, you'll know why. We got a few chickens. We got what, how many? We got 4. We got 4 chickens. No, we got 3 hens and a rooster. So yeah, yep, there he fucking goes. Anyways, I guess still in the same theme of giving you guys a little tour. Here's my bike, my 06 ZX10. I got go-kart back there. Like I said, car parts, heads, runners, product inventory, shipping stations, shipping boxes. We still got a shitload of inventory in the container that we need to move over. But here, like I said, is the customer's J35 Z6 going into 0708 Acura TL Type S. He's getting our rods. He's getting our, I don't know if you guys can see that, but they are our head studs, our 200,000 PSI rated head studs. HalferLand head studs. We partner with a diesel manufacturer who specializes in high performance diesel parts. I mean, you're talking diesel engines that are putting 2,000 foot-pounds of torque down. So you know they know how to make a part that will freaking last, you guys. Anyways, you got the main caps, bearings already set. We already pre-measured everything. I actually got to flip this guy over. I need to clean out the main journals so I can put the bearings in. Like I said, I already spec'd everything out, got them all measured. But we have our HalferLand 800 plus horsepower J32, J35 billet block guards in there. And this is how you guys want to do it when you install. You don't want them perfectly flush with the deck. You want them 1 to 3 millimeters down, and you just want to quickly check all the way around to make sure that they're even all the way around. And I don't know if you guys can see that hone job right there, but that is a thing of art. It's a thing of beauty right there, guys. So like I said, this motor is going to be a 600 to 800 wheel horsepower build. That's what we are speccing the piston ring gap off of, the crank journal or the crank bearing clearances, the rod bearing clearances. Everything is being specced off of the projected horsepower that the customer wants, and that's how you guys want to do it. There's no blanket, you know, 400 horsepower to 1,000 horsepower. If you want it built right, you need to build it for the intended horsepower or given horsepower. Or if you say you build 1,000 horsepower capable engine, but you only gap it for 400 horsepower, you're going to end up heating up those piston rings. They're going to butt, they're going to gap, they're going to break ring lands, or you're going to have more issues. You're going to score the cylinder walls. You know, you're going to have all types of issues. Same with bearing clearances. Make sure you build a motor to the specific or intended horsepower rating. And then on the flip side, if you build a 1,000 horsepower motor and you only push it to 400, you're gonna have tons of blow by. It's not gonna be efficient, you know, all that shit. So pay attention, guys. We've been getting a few customers who are having motors built by other companies, you know, with one particular head, one particular intake manifold, you know, one particular this part, that part, that part, all different companies. They obviously don't all work together and tailor their parts together. Same with our port and polish work. We tailor the entire throttle body to the intake manifold, to the runners, to the heads. If you guys get it all done, every part that we send out is going to be matched the same way. So if you buy all of our parts, you're never going to have any type of airflow running into a wall where, you know, because we gasket port match everything to a precise to where it should be. You know, you're never going to have like some type of overlap in the gasket that's obstructing flow. You're never going to have that with us, or flow characteristics, because like I said, we port the same way, we port with the same philosophy, velocity over capacity. All right, now for the fuel pump. I have two housings here, you guys. If you go back in the video and you look when I showed you guys Bertha inside the trunk, you're gonna see a round cover, a round silver cover. You're gonna undo those bolts, lift that up, and then underneath there is gonna be the full fuel pump. You're gonna have one locking assembly that you gotta do, just twist it off, and the little outside ring, the ring will pop off, and then this will be underneath it, and you just kind of wiggle it out and pull it out. This whole assembly will be in there. So when you pull your fuel pump assembly out, it's gonna look like this, but that's gonna be all the way up on here, and that will be compressed. So what you're gonna wanna do, sorry, I already have all this freaking open. So what you're gonna wanna do, these tabs, 1, 2, 3, you're gonna have to pry these off, get the tabs loose, and then this will all pull out like that, okay? And it's gonna be like this. So from that point, you're gonna wanna double check, make sure down in there, the O-ring, I don't know if you guys can see that, the O-ring on this side right here, there's a little O-ring there, make sure it's there. If it's not, it's gonna be right here. Where's the other one at? Oh, the other one lives up here. The other O-ring will live right there, and it goes up in there. I don't know if you can see that. So this plugs into right there. Okay, so in order to get the actual fuel pump out, you're going to want to that tab right there, you're going to loosen that up, and you're going to loosen that tab up, and this will pull out, but you need to get this harness undone right here. So this harness is what connects to the fuel pump right there, that connection. So it's just a little clip, push that in, lift up, this will come off of the fuel pump. Now you can slide the fuel pump out, and again guys, check for the O-ring. So now you got the fuel pump out. After checking for the O-rings, just go over it, make sure there's no cracks. The reason why I pulled Bertha's out, and as you'll see, we were running E85 for shit. How long has it been since we've been turbo, guys? It's been about 40,000 miles on that setup at 560 wheel horsepower on 8 PSI, 8 to 9 PSI for 40,000 miles in nearly at least a year and a half, if not 2 years, guys. So again, that goes to show and backs our philosophy, you know, on making sure that the engine and the setup is efficient. I'm not just shoving and cramming boost down Bertha's throat and hoping for the best. I went through and we tailored everything. Everything's matching from the intake to the throttle body to the intake manifold to the runners to the heads, our cams, port and polish heads, you know, all the way out, full exhaust. But anyways, E85 eats shit up. Went ahead and cracked that housing, and then O-ring got ate up, and this one is, as you can see there, that one's ate up also. They don't feel super brittle, but they did get chewed up. So what you want to do, as you'll see here, this is OEM, and this is the Walbro 350 or the Walbro TI 350. You see how much of a difference it is there on width and overall diameter. I suggest getting a new fuel filter or fuel strainer because the way these housings are, the shape, the half moon, the crescent moon, you're gonna wanna stick with that, because trying to get this shoved into that housing is a pain in the ass. We did it, I did it, but it's just not the right setup. So I went ahead, I ordered another crescent moon or half moon Honda setup, and getting back to this. All right, so you're gonna get the fuel pump. It's not gonna have any connector like this, guys, so you're gonna have to wire it up. It's very straightforward, guys. It's not very hard. Black to black. Remember, this goes to fuel pump side. Fuel pump side, all right. Black to black, blue to blue. And you just wanna mind where the connections are and make sure you run them like that. All I did was snip the OEM connection. So I just took the OEM connection and I just cut the shit, all right? I cut it, and as you see here, I already took the wrap and shrink wrap off. I did a booger job on the soldering, just because I didn't want it to pull apart or be run any risk of it, you know, coming apart. And I also wanted the heat shrink to seal properly, but I went ahead and I already cut that off to see what they look like, because I had no idea what E85 would do to actual metal or connections. But as you can see here, guys, just ran black to black off of the new Walbro TI, and then red to blue on the main harness. And then this just clips up there. Is that the way it goes? Oh, nope, that one's down here. So you're gonna have two connections, actually. The second connection is going to be your fuel pump sender. So this tells the ECU and tells you how much fuel you have in the tank. So this is the fuel sender, and it mounts on here. So when you pull it out of the tank, when you pull the housing out of the actual gas tank on the car, you're gonna wanna be mindful, because it'll come up like this, and then you're gonna have to wiggle it sideways to get this out, up and out, so you don't bend this down. A lot of people do, they end up breaking this. But the way this goes on is pretty straightforward. You got two little tabs here. You see those two tabs there? They sit in there, and then you just pull down and it locks down, all right? So that's that. That's the fuel pump mount, sender. I would just call it a fuel pump sender. And I'm pretty sure we went over everything. And that's what connects to there, all right? And then it's basically reverse from there. After you make sure you got black with black from the new Walbro TI fuel pump, black to black to black to black on the OEM connection, and then red to blue, that's your hot. Just solder it up and make sure you cover it and reconnect. And then the last other thing you're gonna need to do is on the Walbro TI right here, this part was too tall. You're gonna have to trim a little bit of that off. Now you're gonna have to play with it. I don't remember exactly how much needed to be trimmed off, but as you can see here, so this little connection is basically, it's like your stopper. You want about that amount to go up into the actual housing or sender. So let me see if I can put this on for you guys. So the O-ring actually goes on the fuel pump, like that, and you want about that much hanging off. That's the stopper, and this O-ring is obviously which makes the seal. Here, I actually think I took a hair too much off on mine, but it worked just fine. You want to make sure you just have a little bit of extra room on the end, and then you pop that back in, and you got that little circle down there where that male fitting needs to go in with the O-ring into there. And it just slides up in there, and then you push it home, all right? And then, like I said, the strainer or whatever, you're gonna wanna go with the half moon, but I'm just doing this example. Push that on there, make sure that's secure, and then make sure you have the other O-ring on here, because that's gonna live down there in that hole down there. You set it up properly, put it back in, make sure the tabs seat, make sure you connect that, and then this will go here, put that back on, and you're pretty much done, guys. It's you just installed a Walbro TI 350 liter per hour fuel pump into your Honda J Series V6 platform, whether that be TSX, TL, Accord, Pilot, Odyssey, Ridgeline, MDX, CL, RL. I think I hit all of them. I'm probably leaving some out, man. There was a shitload of engines with the J series in there, but that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys have any questions or concerns, go ahead, as always, comment below and in the video and let us know if you have any questions. We'll do the best we can. If not, you can also reach us at HalferLand@gmail.com. That's where we are trying to funnel all of the customer support through. We do have some help with our social media, and also with customer support. So if you guys can funnel stuff through there, it gives me a little more time to actually run the business. So like I said, guys, still growing here, even in the times of COVID, and I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope you understand the little setback, at least with YouTube videos, and just not really wanting to make them or not having the time to do that. And I hope you guys also understand the limitations on R&D and trying to get this new part out, especially with the COVID restrictions or limitations or out of stock on specific products or items that we need. But like I said, we are still pushing. Once we get everything reset up in the shop and we get good to go, you guys, I mean, we're gonna have a little welding area over here. The tire machine is probably gonna go right here, so we can put drag radials. I didn't even show you guys the race car. The race car's still here. Haven't done much with it at all, but she's here. Like I said, it's a little bit. I'm probably gonna put a port and polish area on the outside, just because it gets so dusty and nasty in here. If you port and polish stuff, I could make a little tent, but even then, you know, I'm gonna have so much shit on the tables and everything. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys' support. Like I said, if you have any questions, reach us at HalferLand@gmail.com. Check us out on HondaJSeriesEngine.com. Click the shop tab if you guys want to purchase any parts, and keep an eye out for a new product release that we have coming out very soon. We just got the first R&D sample of it, and I think it's gonna be a great product, you guys. I think there's one or two other competitor parts with it, but it's not tailored towards the performance, really. It's more of like an OEM product. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. I probably rambled a little too much, but peace.